Hey guys, Justin here with JHart Modelworks. So we have finished up the Revell 1970 Pontiac Firebird that we're building for Pops. Now Paul over at Left Coast Model Car Builds hosts a little thing that he calls Sunday Model Cars and Coffee. It's a Sunday. I have a model car. I have a coffee. Let's get the camera flipped around and take a look. Alright guys, here she is, all wrapped up, and I am really happy with how this one turned out. So we have our Mr. Crystal Color Sapphire Blue Pearl over the Mr. Surfacer 1500 Black, and that color just came out fantastic, in my opinion. The interior, we went with Tamiya's Racing White in a custom mix of Tamiya's Pure Blue and Semi-Gloss Black to get us a nice dark rich blue. Underside, there's how our chassis turned out. Used a ProTech photo etch bolt head for our drain plug. We did the same on the fuel tank. We have 3D printed our wheels. And this is a new color from Splash Paints. It's a gold brass for our wheel color, and that is just perfect in my opinion for this car. In our engine bay, I have a little bit of an issue with the hood not wanting to close properly. I think it may be slightly warped. So I have added in a couple of magnets. There's one right there, and there's one right over there on that corner there. These line up with a pair of magnets here in the hood, and that gives it just enough to pull that front end down. I don't think it's actually hanging. In fact, I know it's not hanging on the hood scoop, because the hood scoop is still loose. It's just being held in there with a magnet as well. So you'll just drop that in there. And when you get this dropped in, it still has room to move around in there. So I don't think the hood scoop is the problem. I think there may just be the slightest bit of warping in the hood that I didn't catch, and it just doesn't sit right once you get everything in place. So we have all of our plug wires are wired up in the correct firing order. We also have a return spring in there. You can kind of see. Let's zoom this in a little bit. You can see our return spring connecting up to the carburetors. Over here on the other side, we have our fuel lines going down to our fuel filter. It's tucked in there back behind the alternator. The alternator is turned aluminum from Mr. Model. And we've got those beautiful turn pulleys from off the sprue. Now, since I did not include the fan on the pulley setup, I have gone in and 3D printed some electrical fans that we've got mounted up to our radiator. And we've thrown a ignition coil in there, connected up to our distributor as well. All of that looks really nice. Try and get some light in here so we can see our interior with our 3D model imprinted leather door pulls back there. We have our door locks right up here at the top of the door. We have our seat belts in there. Some of my 3D printed seat belts. And I just broke the exhaust. I'll have to glue that up before I give that to Pops. So yeah, our shifter in there, you can see if we can get some light in there. You can see our shifter, our custom shifter in there. All of that looks really, really good. So because this build is for Pops, we got a custom Texas license plate for him. And the camera will not zoom in and focus. But we do have a registration sticker in there. Our registration sticker does have November of 24 in there to mark when we finished the build. Alright guys, that's going to be a wrap for this video. I know it's not a long video. I just wanted to do a quick final on it just to show the fully finished car, go over all the nooks and crannies and the little details that we threw in there. I am really, really happy with how this one turned out. I can hand this over to Pops knowing that I have given him the very best build that I could give him with my current skill set. I don't think there's anything I could have done better on this, at least at this point in time. So I am really, really happy with it. So from here, we're going to continue working on the Super Bee to get that one wrapped up and finished off. And then once that's done, we'll talk to Mike and see if Mike is ready. He might be ready to start on our buddy build. We'll see where he's at with that. If not, there's some other stuff that we can do. There's definitely some stuff to talk about with the channel. I kind of have some plans to do some slightly different stuff next year, so we'll talk about that as well. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I always appreciate you watching and supporting the channel, and I will catch you on the next one.